Talked her into this one. I got her hooked to you. No, let's see what happens. All right, I'm here with Chuck Ragan. We're at the Revival Tour here in Rock Island, Illinois. So thanks for coming out, Chuck. Appreciate your time. Appreciate everything. So first off, can you tell us a little bit how the Revival Tour got its start, and in addition, describe the tour for those who may not be too familiar?
Sure. The Revival Tour essentially is just an all-acoustic collaborative showcase that's built up of a group of individual singer-songwriters, and then we also take along with us a few friends who back everybody up, and it's essentially just an old way of sharing music, just a traveling showcase of songwriters. So I mean, normally we'll have anywhere from 4 to 7 songwriters, different songwriters on any particular show, and the cast of those players changes constantly. So there's always different revolving people in and out the door, and it's just exciting. And the way that we present the show, that's an extremely important element, is that one of the greatest elements of the tour is just simply the camaraderie that all of us have, and the whole tour is based upon, and just the friendship and the bond that we have. We're out here just kind of simply breaking down the barriers of who should be an opener or who should be a headliner, and just sharing music all together for the people, and presenting the music and the show in the beginning all together, rather than there being an opening act and then kind of a hierarchy, so to speak. So we all take the stage from the very beginning, and the show rolls for about 3 hours straight, and people are just constantly on and off the stage, and you never really know what's going to happen or who's going to show up and play. So it's exciting.
Well, I would definitely say that's the most unique element to the Revival Tour, and why it's just as mind blowing as it is.
Yeah, I mean, but you also need to understand, like, this is a very old way of sharing music. It's not. It's just something that hasn't been done that much in the circuit and the scene that some of us grew up in.
So that being said, how do you take a tradition that's been, music that's been played for centuries, and then adapt it to something that's people still want to listen to today?
You just do it wholeheartedly. I mean, you just give it everything you got, I mean, it's, that like I said, the most special thing about the tour is just, everybody who's been on it, everybody who you'll see on it, they believe in it. And, they're not out there, to see their name in lights, and they're not out there to, this tour is just about sharing music together, and sharing it with the people, and connecting with the folks who come and support the show, connecting with them from the very beginning. So it's, I mean, even though it's an age-old idea, like, it's constantly progressing and changing and moving and breathing. Like, the lineup on every tour changes. The lineup and the song lists and everything kind of changes from night to night throughout the tour. So, I mean, basically there's never 2 shows completely alike at all.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's challenging.
Yeah, it's challenging. I'm
it's
sure.
Challenging as a musician, as a player on it, because you definitely end up just stuffing a lot of content in your brain in a very short period of time. So,
I'm sure.
So that it's good.
Do you guys just call out a song and you guys all play for it, or
sometimes?
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes we'll do something completely unrehearsed and just kind of just wing it, and people look around. A lot of the guys that we're playing with, everybody's, we've been doing it for quite a while. A lot of people are just super pro, and you can just holler out a key and get into it, and these guys will just fall right into
true musicians.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's a neat thing.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so musically, what influences your style and inspires you to write your music? Is it, other influences or maybe something political? I know listening to your music, it's just makes you feel good, like anything that's bothering you or getting you down. I personally, I can turn on one of your albums and it's cruising music, it just
Thank you, man.
makes everything go. So, I mean, writing your music, where do you get your influence? Where does that
All
come from?
over. I mean, that's a really tough question, because I mean it changes. It changes like the weather. I mean, it's like I kind of think about everything that that affects us or touches us or moves us, throughout our days. And to me, if it's if it moves me in one direction or another, in a positive or a negative way, and chokes me up or makes me smile or makes me think or makes me angry or brings up some joy, then most likely it's worth to getting off my chest or telling a story about, or just expressing. So I mean, that said, as far as the whatever inspirations for songs or subjects, that varies so much, and it's all over the place, and it's completely random. I never really know, I never really set out, to write about any one particular thing. It's just whatever affects me at that time or that moment, and some of it is in the now, some of it is present things that are happening to me or my friends or, our society or, what have you. Some of it has happened to me in the, situations that, I've run into like in the past that somehow get dredged up and, something that I need to deal with, and then other times it could be, stories that I hear from other people, and basically learning, learning from other people's mistakes in a sense, but I have to say that some of my greatest inspirations, like musically nowadays, are the people that you'll see on all these revival tours.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, for the past, this is our 5th year doing the tour, and in the past 5 years, I mean, I feel like I've been, honored, beyond honored, to like share the stage with, people who I believe are some of the greatest songwriters of our generation, and hardly feel worthy to be up there half the time, but I mean, I'm just honored to be a piece of the puzzle, and but everybody who you've seen and do see on the revival tour, those are my heroes.
Oh, that's bold statement. That's great though. That's great to know you guys share that brotherhood, that camaraderie.
I do.
Personally speaking, it's like listening to music. It's not some songwriters write about something that's personal to them, but everybody can embrace what you're writing about. Like, it's a common theme. I think that it helps a lot of people through the day if they're going to a crappy job or stuff at home. That's how I feel anyway. So it's definitely unique. Yeah, the revival tour is nothing short of brilliant. So I'm excited to see what you guys got tonight.
Thank you, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Let's see.
Yeah.
How is tonight's tour, or this revival tour, different from past revival tours? And do you feel there's a stronger fan response? Do you feel it?
There's definitely a stronger fan response. I mean, people, folks that have missed it in the past and they're coming out nowadays. But, that the tour, like I said, the lineup always changes. So the movement of the sets and like the songs, and I mean, it's so different than all of the tours. This particular tour is so different than a lot of the tours, but the ongoing theme and just like overall feeling is that camaraderie that I was talking about stays consistent with each and every one of them. We've yet to have a show or a tour where that just bond was non-existent. It hasn't happened, and I don't think it will, because I just think that there's too many, like the idea has been established, and everybody who comes on board and gets on that stage, they understand what everybody's there for already. Whether I'm there, or whether Tim Barry's there, or whether Ben Nichols, or people who've been on the tour in the past, whether we're there or not, like people get it and they know it, and that's what it it's just, it doesn't exist on that stage.
Absolutely.
So I mean, and I mean the day that the whatever egos exist on the stage, or that element kind of falls out, is the day that the tour will be over. So.
Well, let's hope that's no time in the future. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Revival Tour in the past was only West Coast, and then I know you guys traveled to Europe too. Is this the first time that it's coming to Midwest and East Coast?
No,
like
we moved through here in 2008 and 2009.
Okay.
Yeah, sure enough, 2008 and 2009 were both full-scale U.S. tours.
Okay.
2010 was Australia. 2011, we brought it all through UK and Europe. And this is our 5th year, entirely so far, bringing it back in the States, but essentially our 3rd U.S. tour.
Okay, excellent. I'm glad you guys came around.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so besides playing shows and touring, what's life like back home or on a day off for you?
Unfortunately, right now, man, to be honest, I don't have enough time at home, and time at home seems to be nowadays almost a little more stressful than relaxing, unfortunately, because we've recently taken on more work with agreeing to do a bunch of stuff for Hot Water Music, and so it's just kind of tripled our workload, so to speak, and so home life is tough. There's not a lot there. It's sad, but it's true right now.
Well, we wish you the best, but I know a lot of fans are excited about the upcoming Hot Water Music collaboration. Can we see a tour possibly coming up?
Yeah, I'm sure there will be.
All right,
Yeah.
sounds great. What about your newest release? Well, you can talk about either Covering Ground, or we can talk about the collaboration with Hot Water Music. Can you tell us a little bit about that, and what was behind it, the scenes? Like, how did you guys, such as the Hot Water Music, how did you guys decide to get back together? What sparked it?
I mean, we were playing shows, and I was talking to Jason, and the whole idea was like, I just simply felt like it was unfair to keep going out and playing shows for people and expecting people to come out to support the shows when we were just kind of constantly riding the reunion train, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I mean, we started playing shows again a few years ago. Excuse me. And I mean, we started just doing more and more and more shows, and then it got to the point where it's like, well, it's only fair to the folks coming out that if we're gonna keep going, we need to put something, just have something,
Right.
something out,
Instead of like a going out of business sale.
Right. So we did a 7-inch, kind of started with a 7-inch, and I mean, we'd all talked about doing another record, and the timing was right, and we all write quite a bit, and we've all progressed in our writing and our playing, so the record itself just came together real quick.
Well, that's great to hear.
Just knocked it out.
Okay. With that being said, are we going to see, as compared to previous Hot Water Music releases, are we going to see a bunch of style variations, such as the rest of you are now mature musicians?
Man, this record is just pedal to the floor. I mean, it is just, it's just a solid rock and roll record. It kind of reminds me of kind of everything that we've ever done packed into one. And I mean, it is the best record Hot Water's ever done, for sure.
Well, make sure you guys pick it up when it comes out. If you could tour with any bands, past or present, who would be on your dream tour and why? I think you already answered that with the Revival Tour, but
yeah.
any bands or influences from your childhood that if you had the chance to do this 20 years previous, you would change?
I mean, I would love to tour with CCR for sure. I think that would be. But then again, I don't know. I got a buddy who's out on tour with him right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, I think that would be something else. But maybe I'd love to tour with CCR maybe like 30, 40 years ago.
That'd be great, man. I don't think I've ever heard that response, but it's awesome. What can we expect from the band in the future as far as albums or musicality goes? As far as solo albums from Chuck Ragan?
I'm constantly writing and been talking to Joe and John, more about just kind of what's coming up and I mean I'm constantly stacking up songs and the other guys are writing too. So I mean we'll see. We're always working, it seems. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to. I'm not going to put out a record just to put it out.
Absolutely.
I'm going to put it out when it feels right, and I'm going to put it out when it means something, and when it's the right time. So right now I'm still out supporting Covering Ground, and that's been like my main focus. That record just came out in September, so I mean it's like
nonstop.
It's brand new, really.
It really is, yeah.
So this is Revival Tour right now is actually, where the most of the stuff that we're playing on this tour is from Covering Ground, and so I mean that's kind of that's what we're focusing on right now.
All right, sounds great. Are we in for any surprises in the future, as far as?
We're getting a new puppy. My wife and I are getting a new puppy.
That's exciting.
In the summer.
Have a name yet?
No. We had a few ideas. Maybe Gracie.
Right.
Ella is our little girl now, our dog now.
I remember that from the last interview.
Yeah, sure enough.
Anything else you would like to add for our fans and readers?
No, man, I just thank everybody for the support. It means the world to us. I mean, it's not always easy, to live out of a bag and be away from home so much. And it definitely, a lot of, there's definitely not as much glamour in like road life as a lot of people think. And it can take a toll, and it can really run you down. And, you make a lot of sacrifices. Family makes a lot of sacrifices. Our loved ones at home kind of, get the rough end of the stick a lot of the time. So the fact that people come out and support the shows and, support, independent music through your local record stores, it's life-changing for us and it's life-changing for, our family and our loved ones. And for that, we're extremely grateful and thankful. So thank you.
Well, we're thankful to have you. Thank you.
Right on, buddy.
Appreciate it.
Awesome.
Right. Make sure you follow Chuck Ragan on Twitter as well as 10 West Media. And thanks for your time, guys. Thanks, Chuck.
My pleasure.